Drops, man. Drops was brutal. Toney's game was one of the worst games I've seen from a Chiefs receiver maybe in my life, actually. It was bad. It was like to the point where if I was a coach, I'd maybe just pull him and be like, all right, this isn't like it's not your day. It's like a pitcher just getting shelled in like early innings. It didn't look good early on either. Like he just would never seem that one sweep he had where he looked like he was like limp running. I don't even know. He didn't look right on that either.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like he was hurt. I mean, like to give him this much playing time despite we have 7 healthy receivers, right? So it's like I don't know. I don't see the need of
6, not including him.
Yeah. I'm saying, but you don't. Yeah. So anyway, bad receiver play, drops. Initial reaction that just jumped out to me.
Yeah. I think I counted 9 drops on the game, 9 or 10 drops.
Yeah, I think a couple of them weren't counted. One of them was I think Sky Moore had his the ball batted out while he was trying to catch it. That didn't count. One or two were like bad balls by Mahomes, but yeah, there were a lot. I'd say at least 7+.
Yeah, and obviously Kelce not being here, I know I think I've seen some fans online say, "Oh, this is the future for the Chiefs." You know, okay, first off, it's not the future for the Chiefs. Yeah, he's 34, but like, if Kelce were to retire whenever that day comes, we'll have a full off season to kind of work an offense in that fits the guys we have. We literally had 2 days with this injury, and to kind of put a game plan together. So that did hurt, but forget the game plan aspect of it. It's simple. Let's take away one drop. That KT drop in that last drive at the end of the game. That he catches that one, like that 20-yard one, and then that's game. We get to field goal range, kick a field goal game, 23-21. I mean, just stuff like that. Sky Moore, besides drops, look at the separation aspect of it. There's so many times where Mahomes had a scramble in the first half of that game because no one was getting open.
Yeah. And
Mahomes. I thought Sky Moore was going to come to play today. I had a bunch of people text me, as far as fantasy, should I go Sky Moore? I was like, yeah, I think so. I think he's going to be the guy who's going to be the in-between, move the chains guy. With Kelce not being there, he'll probably own the middle of the field. And I didn't see Sky Moore. I saw him drop a couple balls. That one was pretty high that Pat threw it to him, but like, you got your hands on it, dude. One was behind him. He should have caught that too. As we saw tonight, just because you're in shape doesn't mean you're in game shape, because KT looked like, I don't know. I mean, I was really surprised about how bad he looked tonight.
Should we be though?
Why?
He was talking more smack on social media and to Giants fans than he was actually on the practice field this whole offseason. I mean, he wasn't. I just don't think he was ready to play a game of football yet. I was surprised when he was like that full of a go, to be honest. I mean, I really was. I didn't think – I thought he was going to be more limited than he was. He was out there a lot, and he got the ball a lot.
Well, it makes you wonder, did the Kelce injury kind of speed up? Oh, he's going from he's going to get limited reps to full go. I mean, because at the beginning of that game, he really wasn't in there. Then he finally started getting in, and once he was in for the rest of the game. Yeah. I mean, Mahomes trusts his guys, man. I mean, he's always working with these guys in Texas all year long. Like, he's going to continue to go to their guys. I mean, he trusts them. And I don't know, after a game like tonight, I mean, I'm not Mahomes, obviously, but like, I don't know if I'm trusting KT, man. That was rough. And I don't think it's going to happen next week, but I think he'll bounce back. But that's a reality check for some of those guys tonight.
It's a long season, man. I wouldn't, I mean, in a few weeks from now, he has a couple good games. This is all forgotten. It's week 1. So I just think there's the whole season's in front of us. I mean, thing is, I try to be an honest fan. I probably would have been very similar, even if we ended up winning this game by like just a last second Butker kick. It was still a rough game, whether we won or not. There's still a lot of stuff we did poorly. And they got to get better. They need to be relied upon. It just shows everybody that you can't have Kelce. You can't rely on him catching 8 to 10 balls, 7 to 10 balls a game to bail us out of this stuff.
No.
And we're lucky Kelce isn't the one holding out, because if he was, talk about leverage and Chris Jones.
I know.
If Kelce was holding out, dude would get paid after today.
What I will say is, obviously you said it's week 1, so I'm not going to say the sky's falling. However, Sky Moore kind of scares me.
Sky's falling.
Sky's falling. I think someone actually in the chat,
Really?
said that. Yeah,
there you
Chiefs
go.
X Day 1 said that. Great one actually, because maybe Sky. I don't think the Sky's falling for our team, but Sky, man, I thought tonight was a perfect time for him to kind of shine, and the sun didn't come through the sky today. It did not at all. It was cloud cover all night long. And the one catch he had was called back by holding. Whatever. But I thought Ross getting that one target he had, I think he only had like 4 snaps, I think. But that one target he had, caught it. I thought they're going to kind of give him in a little bit more. And because the report was they were going to have certain packages for him when he made the team. And maybe by the end of the season, he would get more involved and acclimated. I think after games like tonight, that's where you just got to get guys like Rashee, Rice, and Ross acclimated all game and kind of try to get them in more so, because if you're getting that kind of production for some of these guys, man, I don't know. I think you do see what you have in Rice and Ross. We don't have seasoned guys back there. MVS is our most seasoned guy, and he's getting 2 targets. He's just a deep threat.
I think in games like this where a guy doesn't look like he's there or he doesn't have it, you have to give someone else more playing time. I think that's more prevalent with Toney because of the lack of really preseason and practice time he had going into the year. With Sky, that shouldn't be the case. He's pretty healthy. He was there and active. And I don't want to, I know people in the chat are saying this, and I've said this before. Some of those balls were bad. I'm not going to totally crap on him for not catching all those balls. But, dude, this is a Mahomes offense. He does a scramble drill. He throws unorthodox balls. They're not always easy to catch. They're not. So you're going to have to catch hard balls with Mahomes. That's part of the drill. So
and let's be real, he wasn't playing with Patrick Mahomes in Western Michigan. I'm sure he had to play. I'm sure he had some rough balls thrown his way in Western Michigan. Okay.
You call him quarterback guy. You tell me who his quarterback.
Western Michigan when he was there. I don't know. But I do think Sky will be all right. And true, he had that one slant that was behind him, and then he had the ball that went over his head on that
and one that was poked out by the corner.
One that was poked out. That's one you should catch right there.
Yeah. Pull it in.
But I will say, I think someone say Andre Rison is still a free agent. You know what? It would be a bad move to bring him in. It's a good name drop right there. Bobby Scipio's still out there, though. Bring him in. He was coaching with JD at the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl. So, yeah.
No, but when I brought up Mike Evans to you the other day, you thought I was crazy because you're like, with all the receivers we have. I was like, but we got to wait to see how these receivers look, because if they're not coming through when we need them to come through game 1, I'm not going to say, yeah, Mike Evans' watch starts now. In 3 or 4 weeks from now, if it's not that big of a difference and the same story's happening, we got to start to talk about things. But we don't have any money, so
I think a little the difference is, though, with Mike Evans, you're bringing in a receiver here in this highly complicated offense. You have guys on the roster who can play the role of that, but they're young guys. They want to kind of get acclimated. Who initially the plan was to kind of get them acclimated slowly. But I think now, you're starting to see, if you're Reed, you're Nagy, you're like, okay, let's get the young guys let's get the Rice and Ross of the world more acclimated into the offense. And yes, you have Sky Moore, he's still a young kid. He's still going to be taking his lumps. And I think this is you need to have a wake up call at some point. Rice dropped the pass to start the game. What happened 2 plays later? Call a touchdown. So you have to have some of these bad games. Last year, Sky didn't get targeted enough in the offense to even have a bad game.
That's
right?
True.
His bad games came from muff punts last year, whereas he finally had a bad game. But yeah, I think we're not selling on Sky. I think Sky's still going to have a good year. The drops, I don't think it's going to happen again. I don't think we're going to see another game where you have 10 drops. I don't think we're going to see that again. So, it's one of those things, you go to film room, you watch it, you forget about that. Short memory, we watch film, we see what we can improve on, let it go. But it's going to be kind of a rough pill to swallow. Just to be able to wait 10 days to go back at it again after going 0-1. We haven't had an 0-1. I think we've only had a start of the season with 1 loss on the Andy Reid era, only 1 time in the Andy Reid Chiefs era. So it kind of sucks. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.